Let's get right into it. Number 10. The phantom footsteps. You're alone in the house. It's quiet. Too quiet. And then tap, tap, tap. The unmistakable sound of footsteps on the floor above you. Congratulations. Your house has just unlocked the ghostly intruder sound effect pack. But before you pack your bags and move into a tent outside, let's break it down. Most phantom footsteps are actually your house reacting to temperature changes. Wood, metal, even concrete expand and contract as they heat up and cool down. During the day, your floors and beams get cozy and stretched out. At night, as things cool, they shrink back, releasing tiny shifts and pops. Multiply that by 100 nails, screws, and planks, and you've got a percussion section stomping around like it just discovered jazz. Your brain, however, doesn't hear wood contraction. It hears person pacing in the hallway with a knife. It's basically your amygdala cosplaying as a paranoid security guard. The truth is, your haunted attic is just physics doing its thing, like a yoga class for lumber. So no, it's not a Victorian ghost reenacting their tragic backstory. It's your ceiling adjusting itself because wood is high maintenance. Number 9. The radiator. Hiss nothing says old house like a radiator that sounds like it's slowly leaking secrets to the FBI. That high-pitched hiss or gurgle is usually steam or water moving through metal pipes. Basically, your heating system is auditioning for the role of snake hiding in the walls. When hot water or steam rushes into cooler pipes, bubbles form, pressure builds, and the radiator spits, gurgles, or hisses like it's in a bad mood. Add a little air trapped inside and suddenly you begot what sounds like an angry kettle plotting revenge. Here's the psychological kicker. Repetitive noises like hissing don't fade into the background the way normal white noise does. Instead, your brain treats them as alerts. It thinks, that sound could mean danger, like gas escaping or a predator breathing. Evolution blessed you with an overactive alarm system that now gets triggered by your grandma's heating system. So yeah, you can relax. It's not a demon sighing behind the wallpaper. It's just a pipe burping. Number 8. The fridge growl. You know that moment late at night when you sneak into the kitchen for a snack and your fridge suddenly growls like a grizzly bear? Yeah, that's normal. Terrifying, but normal. What's happening is your refrigerator's compressor kicking on. That low guttural rumble is the machine pressurizing refrigerant to keep your leftover pizza from turning into a science experiment. It's basically your fridge clearing its throat like, yeah, I work for a living too. The creepy factor comes from context. At midnight, with the lights off, your brain is primed for predators. When it hears a mechanical roar in the shadows, it doesn't think compressor motor. It thinks animal in the kitchen waiting to make me into a snack instead. And the cherry on top? Sometimes fridges add in bonus noises, random clicks, pops, or a high-pitched whine, just to keep things spicy. Appliance companies don't advertise it, but your fridge is basically an uninvited member of the band 9 Inch Nails. So the next time your fridge grumbles at you, just pat it lovingly. It's working hard so your ice cream doesn't melt. Or, plotting its debut as the house monster. Number 7. The ceiling creak. Imagine lying in bed, almost asleep, when suddenly the ceiling lets out a long, tortured creak, like it's auditioning for a horror movie. Your first thought, someone is crawling across the attic. Your second thought, burn the house down. But relax. It's not a burglar practicing parkour. It's your roof shifting around like a cranky old man with arthritis. Roofs and ceilings are usually giant puzzles of wood, nails, insulation, and sometimes metal beams. As the outside temperature changes, moisture sneaks in and materials bend ever so slightly. That bending builds tension, and when it releases, creak. Think of it like your house cracking its knuckles in the middle of the night. Psychologically, Creaks mess with you because they mimic human-like pacing. The sound comes in short bursts, irregular enough to suggest footsteps rather than random noise. Your brain is terrible at ignoring potential threats. It evolved to make you paranoid so saber-toothed tigers didn't snack on you. Unfortunately, modern life doesn't come with saber-tooths, just raccoons, or worse, your imagination. So the creepy attic stalker is actually just your roof doing yoga. Don't worry, it only sounds like a break-in when you're vulnerable and half asleep. Convenient, right? Number 6. The heater boom. Ever heard your furnace suddenly go boom like it just dropped the sickest dubstep bass of 2009? Yeah, that's your heating system welcoming you to winter. When your furnace first kicks on, gas builds up before ignition. If a little too much accumulates, you get a mini explosion inside the burner chamber. Nothing catastrophic, but enough to make you think the house just declared war. Some systems also expand their metal ducts too quickly, causing loud bangs and pops like your walls are clapping sarcastically at you. Your nervous system, oh, it loves this. Sudden, loud noises instantly trigger your startle reflex, which is basically your body screaming fight or flight before your brain even processes what happened. This is the same reflex that makes you throw popcorn everywhere when a jump scare hits in a horror movie. So your heater isn't possessed. It's just reminding you that it's powered by controlled fire explosions and feels entitled to be dramatic about it. Basically, the house version of a diva warming up before a performance. Number 5. The random thud. There's nothing like sitting peacefully when a loud thunk echoes through your home. No one moved, nothing fell, just pure chaos sound. And naturally, your brain decides this means a serial killer has climbed into the crawl space. Most mystery thuds come from two culprits, settling and pressure changes. As your house settles, yes, that's the technical term, weight redistributes slightly. Floors, beams and walls adjust under stress and gravity, creating a low thump. Sometimes it's pipes snapping against walls as hot water surges through. Sometimes it's air ducts releasing pressure with the subtlety of a bowling ball dropping. Here's the kicker. Your brain is hardwired to notice thuds because low-frequency noises often signal big, dangerous things, like predators or falling trees. A random ding won't bother you, but a deep thunk grabs your attention like a toddler slamming a pan on the floor. Evolution wants you to take every mysterious bass note seriously, just in case it's a bear. In reality, it's just your house sighing under its own weight. Not a murderer. Probably. Number 4. The wall scratches. So you're watching TV, everything's fine, and then scritch, scritch, scritch. Your blood runs cold. Because clearly, something with claws is tunneling through your drywall. Congratulations, you've officially unlocked haunted asylum ambiance without paying extra. Here's the less terrifying truth. It's usually rodents, raccoons, or even squirrels that have turned your walls into their personal Airbnb. Mice and rats love the warm, cozy space inside walls, and their constant chewing, scratching, and scampering turns your house into a DIY sound effects studio. Add in a little echo and suddenly it sounds like demon fingernails. But here's why it creeps you out so badly. Your brain automatically links scratching with danger. Scratches equal sign claws, claws equal sign predator. Even though you're in your living room with Netflix, your primitive instincts are whispering, "Tiger in the walls, better panic." And fun fact, some people report phantom scratching even after pests are gone. That's your brain on hyper alert, replaying the memory of the sound like a psychological prank. It's basically the audio version of phantom limb syndrome, except way less useful and way more likely to ruin your sleep. So yes, sometimes the scratching is a living thing, but it's not a demon. It's just a mouse running its own late-night treadmill routine. Number 3. The window whistle. You're lying in bed, the wind picks up outside, and suddenly your window starts whistling like it just got drafted into a marching band. Spooky? Sure. But the truth is your window isn't trying to serenade you, it's just leaking air. Tiny gaps in window frames or door seals create little wind tunnels. As air squeezes through, it vibrates, producing that eerie, high-pitched whistle. Depending on the pressure and angle, it might sound like a flute, a shriek, or, if you're unlucky, a human-like moan. Basically, your house is playing a sad, haunted harmonica because you didn't weatherproof properly. Psychologically, whistles freak you out because they're intentional sounding. Whistling is a human behavior, something creatures do deliberately. So when your window imitates it, your brain short-circuits. That's a signal. Someone's trying to communicate. Spoiler: it's just air molecules having a party. But if you really want to feel better, think of it this way. Your house is just venting, literally, like a moody teenager blasting emo music through the cracks. Number 2. The toilet gurgle. Nothing says cozy home like your toilet randomly gurgling when no one's near it. It sounds like something is trying to crawl out of the pipes. Congratulations, your plumbing system just auditioned for the role of portal to the underworld. What's actually happening is pressure imbalance in your drain system. Air pockets get trapped in pipes, and when water flows somewhere else, like a sink or shower, it forces that air out through the toilet. Result? A bubbly, guttural gurgle straight out of a swamp monster's stomach. Your brain hates it because gurgles are body sounds. They mimic burps, growls, or death rattles, which is not what you want from your porcelain throne. This uncanny overlap makes the noise feel alive, like your bathroom just got possessed by something with digestion issues. So no, it's not a creature emerging from your pipes, it's just your plumbing burping, which honestly is somehow grosser. Number 1. The floorboard. Groan. You step across the living room and the floor lets out a groan like it's had the worst day of its life. Or worse, you're sitting perfectly still and the floor still complains. Congratulations, you now live in a house that sounds like it's actively protesting your existence. The science: old or even slightly uneven floorboards rub against each other when weight shifts, or when the air humidity changes just enough to make wood swell or shrink. Nails loosen over time, boards shift, and suddenly your floor has the vocal range of a sad wail. Add silence and darkness into the mix, and every groan becomes a theatrical performance in the haunted house opera. Psychologically, groaning floors trigger that lovely primal reflex again. Groans sound human. They remind you of pain, discomfort, or, zombies waking up under your floorboards. Your brain doesn't separate structural creak from undead moan. It just decides to ruin your peaceful evening by conjuring an image of something crawling toward you from the basement. The irony. These noises are a sign your house is healthy. Floors groan because the structure is still flexible. If your house was completely silent, that would mean things had gone rigid, and rigid structures tend to, snap. So, in a twisted way, every creak and moan is your house saying, "Don't worry, I'm still alive," which is great. Unless you'd prefer your house not to sound like it's possessed. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.